directionally challenged hiker here this Monday, December 5th. I am at CG Mountain, a local place to get some training hikes in. This is the Pert Trailhead. And I woke up this morning and we had rain most of the day Saturday into early Sunday morning, and it's kind of a novelty down here. We did have a fairly wet summer, but we've got fog, and I need to do some more training, see how the knee does when I'm doing a little bit of hiking, and the Pert side is the perfect start. This will be my second go at it. I went last Friday with my friend, so but I don't know, I just got up and figured the fog's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll catch a bit of sunrise, so I will get some footage along the way, and also be giving you an update on my knee as I do it. But so this is the parking lot, and I'm about ready to get going. Okay, now for some knee update. As I mentioned earlier, this will be my second time hitting the trails at CG Mountain since bailing on my September 19th hike in the Grand Canyon. I have had 3 sessions of physical therapy at this point. The first one was a little bit depressing. The second one was a totally different experience. Younger physical therapist, and he was like, "You want a backpack? Let's see what we can do to get you there." So my session began with 10 minutes on the treadmill at a 5% grade, 2.5 miles per hour. Nothing crazy. And then I had high knees with 4-pound ankle weights. I had 2 2-minute stretches of that, and then some basic box steps. I think 3 sets of 12, something like that, on a 6-inch step. Not too bad. Got to try some leg press. That felt pretty good. I did do some knee extension, and I'm not too sure about that. I don't know if I want to continue with that one. And then I had seated leg curl. I've never done seated leg curl before. That felt pretty good. And after that, it was like under the table, some, just simple leg raises, and another exercise where you kind of like, you slightly hyperextend your knee. You try to press your knee down into the table. It's supposed to be helping you engage the quads. And then some stretching. Felt pretty amazing. Very different than my first session. And then I went back on Friday, and I will let you know about that one in just a minute. Just made it up to that ridge I was talking about, and according to Garmin, I'm at about 1.3 miles. And you have options. You can head back down the way I just came, or we can go total 360 here. And while I'm turning, normally you can see for like 50 plus miles here, you can see things like Picacho Peak. Don't know if I can see Tabletop from here. There are other points where you can see Tabletop. That is over 50 miles away, but not today. And then just gonna move forward here a little bit. I will be heading towards the right there. That is a trail that'll drop down to this bottom area that you cannot see right now. On Friday, the exercises were basically exactly the same as I had on Wednesday, and I figured I'm there, I'm gonna push it. So I ramped up the treadmill a little bit. I managed to get a half a mile done in the 10 minutes I was on it, and then can't do much with the high knees or the step ups, but on the leg press, I was pushing it a little bit. I bumped the weight up, not sure if I was supposed to, but the assistant saw it and mentioned it to the therapist, and he said to go for some single leg presses, and I ended up doing 3 sets of 10 single leg presses at 75 pounds. Nothing spectacular, but hey, again, I'm not caring for the leg extension. The leg curl, the seated leg curl, I did bump that up a little bit. I ended that session feeling like I had pushed myself, but also kind of like I was on my own a little bit. Um, I don't know. It was just kind of a weird feeling. So just came down from up there, followed a little trail. I'm just gonna spin around here, and you'll see where I came from. Again, it is just crazy foggy. So I'm headed, as I turn here, you're gonna see the trail going that way. That is the continuation of the Ridge Trail. I will be following that today. But again, there are many options at CG Mountain. If you want this hike to be a little shorter, you can continue straight here instead of hanging a right, and you'll connect to a smaller ridge that I will be exiting on today after I go this way. So I will show you that. It shortens the hike a little bit. But as we go down here, one of the interesting things I found at my PT, and I know this is kind of like random, sporadic today, but trying to, you know, do two things, I guess. When they had me do single leg presses, I felt like I had more control with my right leg, which that is the knee that, you know, has the issues. I am right-handed, probably pretty right dominant. So the assistant kind of said, well, I might be like trying to, you know, focus on it more because I know it's hurt. Or is there the possibility that it is actually a little bit stronger because it is dominant and I beat it up a little more when I hike? And can my brain, my body, figure out how to maybe become more at least left leg dominant on the trail, so that when I do those big steps, that is how I'm catching myself more. I feel like in the past, normal circumstances, I tend to favor the right for some of my push-offs and some of my landings. So I don't know, any thoughts on that? You know, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, maybe something that worked for you. But okay, I am coming up upon another sign, and I have a couple options here. I can take a left, which I normally do when I want to just do the 5K loop. We will be coming back to that in just a little bit. But for now, I'm going to continue straight along the Ridge Trail. And if I continue following this trail, I can reach the Arica Trailhead. And from the Pert to Arica Trailhead, it is just over 3 miles. I have done that on many occasions. I have done it as a hike. I have done it as a trail run. Pretty decent 6-mile turn and burn if you want to do that. If you're really wanting to get crazy, once you reach the Arica Trailhead parking lot, there is a way to climb up another portion of CG Mountain and reach what I would call the Ridge Trail that leads you to the Bolt Trailhead. You'll come across the flagpole that I've been to, and then you can go on down the Bolt to that Treckle area parking lot. What I don't know is if once you reach the Treckle parking lot, if you could get yourself back to the Pert Trailhead parking lot without just backtracking the way you've come. Maybe someday I will try to see if it can be done as a loop. So, just climbed up from there on another small ridge. Gonna do just a little 360 here, and I know the views today are just, this is crazy. So much for that sunrise. It's so foggy. It didn't, you know, couldn't really see it. But so it's back to that. And then I'm gonna continue just a bit further down this way. I'm gonna go to about 2.25 miles, as I think the last sign I stopped at, it's about 1.7, 1.8. I'm wanting to, I guess I'm going for about 4, just over 4 today. And from that sign, it's a little bit shorter back to the Pert Trailhead than the ridge that I originally came over. So if that gives you some perspective, I will catch you again when I turn around, which is coming up here in just a bit. So this is the turnaround point today. Garmin's telling me about 2.25 miles. So the trail continues that direction, and if you want a little bit of this foggy view, I'm going to turn around and show you where I'm heading back. Obviously the way I came from. But again, pretty nice little trail system. I've used it for training on hikes. I've also done some trail runs on it. And normally the views are so different. So see you at that sign, back to that sign along the Ridge Trail, and I will be taking a right as I'm headed back towards the Pert Trailhead. If you're coming down from the little saddle area up there, you would be taking a left, and at this point you will be leaving the Ridge Trail and connecting to a spine trail for just a short distance, because we'll be hanging a left at a Jeep road and then hanging another left on a trail off of the Jeep road. I will get footage of that. Looks like we're catching a few rays as we come on up on that intersection of this spine trail with the Jeep road, where I will be hanging a left. Again, you can continue on the spine trail, and this might actually go along the base of CG Mountain and connect you somewhere near the Arca Trailhead. I don't remember, I may have done it, but it's been a while. So here we are hanging a left, and we're just gonna go a short ways, and I will show you where I turn left again up there. Okay, just about to that little trail where I'm gonna hang a left. That cactus on the left edge of the frame used to be my indicator, but if you look about center screen right now, there's a nice pile of cairns. And if you really want, and I have done this, you can continue along the Jeep road and it'll go along the base of the mountain and it will take you back to the Pert Trailhead parking lot. So not today. We're taking a left here, and I'm going to take you up to that small ridge to take us back eventually to the Ridge Trail again. All right, just barely past that turn off the Jeep road, and if you look there, there's a not so used little patch of trail. I used to go up around there, and then you kind of scramble up the wash a short ways, but it appears, and I saw this the other day, it appears that someone has made a more established trail connecting to the trail I want up there, marked by these nice piles of cairns. So we're gonna head up that way, and then it's just gonna curve around, and pretty self-explanatory. I will take you to that ridge area. Here I am going to be veering towards the right. There's a nice pile of cairns there. Pretty sure if I veered left, I'm going to reconnect to the Ridge Trail, and I can go up over the original saddle that I came down. But for today, we're going up this way to the smaller saddle. I am now at that small saddle that I mentioned when I was down at the bottom and probably on the first saddle I hit. Just gonna do a little turn here, and I know I said something about a trail that connects the bottom area just after the first saddle to this saddle that shortens the route a little bit. I am not positive. It's either center screen right there, or there appears to be a faint trail going off of the trail that I just came from heading back. So I'm not positive on that. I would have to take it from the sign over there, the sign by the base of the bigger saddle, to know exactly where it came out. So don't go off of anything I've said on that, but this is gonna take, minus the little out and back I did, this should be just over 3 miles, approximately a 5K. And we are starting to lose a little bit of the fog, so yeah, I'm gonna finish this up, and yeah, so I don't think you can quite see where I parked from here, but if you follow this, we are going to reconnect to the original ridge trail that connects to the Pert trailhead and the parking lot where my Jeep is. So I will let you know when we hit that point. Okay, I am trying to wrap this video up today. The original footage of this had some really awful road noise, so I figured I would do a voiceover, and now I am coughing. So I don't know. But here we are, hitting that point where this trail here is reconnecting to the ridge trail, and we are going to hang a kind of a little bit of a right there, and I'm going to kind of give you just a little view. The fog has lifted quite a bit since I began hiking at just before 7 a.m. this morning. Yeah, so decent view. That's looking back from where I came from, and right here, that is the ridge trail heading on up to that first saddle. And I will apologize at several points in this video. I am confusing ridges with saddles. Sorry. But we end up doing about 4.5 miles. Pretty good. I mean, obviously, that's the longest hike I've done since before my September 19th bail. The knee is feeling pretty good at this point. I mean, I know it's there. I'm beginning to think that is the new normal, and I'm just going to, have to figure out how to deal with it. And yeah, I mean, kind of back to the physical therapy. I mean, I'm not sure how much it is benefiting me. There's so much of the stuff that I'm like, I can do that at home, and I feel like I am very capable of doing what I need to do at home for the most part. I do want to push myself, but I also know that I can't be crazy when doing that. So if that's making any sense at all, but yeah, feeling pretty good at this point. Definitely not ready for the Grand Canyon yet, but working towards it.